Hello, my amazing kindergarten artists. This week we are going to be finishing up our Mondrian inspired squares. Remember, these squares were inspired by an artist named Mondrian, who we talked about last week. This week, though, your artwork should look like this right now. Now, if it doesn't look like this, you need to go back and watch last week's video before you start this week's video, my friends. Because this week, the only thing that we are adding onto our artwork are our three primary colors. Now, I asked you about these three colors last week. So, again, the three primary colors are red, yellow, and blue. Next week, we're going to learn more about why these three colors are important using our paints. But right now, we need to go grab out our art materials and finish up our project so it will look like this. Let's go ahead and get started, my friends. Now that we have our art supplies together, remember you need your started art project and just some colors. You can pick whatever you would like to use, whether crayons, markers, or colored pencils. Please do not use your paints this week. Now, I want you to notice one thing about my finished example, my friends. Yes, there are red, yellow, and blue, but if you notice, there are also still some white rectangles and squares on my paper as well. I'm going to play by the rule of 3 today. And I'm going to explain what I mean right now. So I'll go ahead, I'll grab out my colors. Again, I can use crayons, markers, colored pencils, or whatever other material besides paint that I would like. I think today I'll go for markers. So I'll grab out my three primary colors, red, yellow, and blue, and then I can push the rest to the side. I don't need any others. Here's what I mean by the rule of third, my friends. Not only are we using 3 colors today, but we're going to use each color 3 times only. So I'll go ahead and start with my red, and I only want to find 3 boxes, whether they're rectangles or squares, to color. And here's another thing, my friends. I don't want them to be right next to each other. For example, I could put my 3 reds here, but they're right next to each other. So maybe I might space them out. Maybe I might put my red over here and color in that whole box. Maybe then, once I'm done coloring that whole box in, I might go to another box like this one and color it all in. And then maybe I might even go to this box all the way down here and color that all in. And by doing that, I've picked 1, 2, 3 red spaces that are not next to each other. Now I'm going to speed up my coloring a little bit. You can go ahead and grab out your red and start picking your 3 red boxes as well, my friends. Here we go. So let's take a look at my 3 red boxes. How did I do with my good coloring rules? Remember, a few weeks ago, we learned about our 3 good coloring rules when we were doing our line blankets. Remember, I stay inside of my lines, and look at that, our black paper actually helps with that step. I go all the way to the edges of my paper. Yep, I went all the way to the edges over here and over here. And I go back and I color in any large white spaces. Now, my marker is running out a little bit, so there are some small little white spaces that I could go over very, very carefully and really make it my best coloring. But make sure that there are no large white spaces inside of your colors, my friends. Now that I've done 3 red, I'm going to go to my next primary color, and that's my friend yellow, and I'm going to do the same number of yellows. Again, I don't want to put them all 3 next to each other. I want to find 3 different spots on my paper, then I can put them and use good coloring. This time, I think I'm going to mark them out with the letter X. So maybe I'll put an X here in yellow. I'm going to put some there. Then maybe I'll go over here to this box and put an X, and that could be my next yellow. And maybe my last yellow today, ooh, I really like this really big box right here. So I'll put a big X there. And I have 1, 2, 3 boxes to put my yellow in. Once again, I'm going to speed up this step while I'm coloring in these 3 boxes, again, using my good coloring rules. Stay inside my lines, go all the way to the edges of my paper, and fill in any large white spaces. Here I go. Now look at that, I have my yellow done as well. Again, I did 3 different boxes. They're spread out. I made sure to use my good coloring rules. I don't see any large white spaces, and I went all the way to my edges, staying inside my black lines. So I am ready for my last primary color, and that is blue, my friends. Now, you should be able to guess exactly how many boxes I need. I hope you guessed 3, my friends. So once again, I'm going to find 3 more boxes, and maybe this time I'll mark them with some smiley faces. So maybe I'll put a blue smiley face here. Oh, and then I'll go over, I think, to this box, and I'll put a blue smiley face there. And for my last one, oh, I think I'll go all the way to the bottom and find my last box there. Once again, though, I need to make sure I color those boxes in with my good coloring rules. So I'm going to go into those boxes, make sure I stay inside my black lines, I go all the way to my edges, and I fill in any large white spaces. All right, friends, here's the last time I'm going to speed it up, so here I go again. I have finished all of my 3 primary colors, putting them in 3 different boxes. Now, why did I ask you to only do 3 boxes for each color? This is my way of helping you remember that there are 3 primary colors: red, yellow, and blue. Now, if you really wanted to, though, artists, could you do more of your boxes with one of these 3 colors? Yes, my friends, if you would like to do a few more, you may. You could even fill up the whole thing if you would like to, okay? That way you make your art even more unique. But the whole goal, my friends, is to use your 3 primary colors all over your different Piet Mondrian-inspired artwork. I hope you have a great time coloring with your 3 primary colors. And as always, my friends, have fun creating.